Are you a manual therapist ready to expand your clinical reach and deepen your effectiveness? Upledger Craniosacral Therapy addresses deep restrictions, supports neurological and fascial systems, and enhances whole body function by working with the body's natural healing processes. For over 40 years, Upledger Institute International has led the field of craniosacral therapy, offering an approach that integrates seamlessly into any manual therapy practice and supports common to complex and chronic conditions. Find a class near you at upledger.com/courses or call 800-233-5880 extension 2 and begin your craniosacral therapy training for as little as $100 a month. At Heights Retreats, massage therapists build stable and meaningful careers rooted in wellness and care. A place where therapists are dedicated to delivering exceptional care to the guests, not to filling their schedule. Heights Retreats care deeply about their therapists, our profession, and wellness itself. Grow with Heights as they evolve into a wellness-driven future. Visit heightswellnessretreat.com for more information. Hello and welcome to the ABMP podcast. I'm Kristin Coverly, massage therapist, educator, and as Director of Professional Education for ABMP, I create CE courses and events for massage and bodywork practitioners. And I have the opportunity to host this podcast and create what I call ComplePods. I pick a theme and ask several guests to share their thoughts. Same questions, different answers, which gives us a compilation of thoughts, ideas, and inspiration. I spoke with Castiglione and Sheila Alexander for this episode, two amazing humans I'm collaborating with on the upcoming ABMP CE Summit Aging Clients on May 12th. This online event, including 3 CE hours, is free for everyone in the profession, so please join us. Register today at abmp.com/summit. As I was thinking about what topic I wanted to focus on for this upcoming ABMP CE Summit event, I started with you, the massage and bodywork community. I've received more requests from practitioners asking for courses on geriatric massage in the past year than any other topic. So we're doing it. And it's a universal topic. I'm in my 50s and I'm aging right along with my clients. And of course, I'm curious about the aging process and how it impacts the body. It's important to understand what's happening in the body as we age so we can stay as healthy as possible, as long as possible throughout the process. But it's also just as important as practitioners to be sure we understand what happens when things aren't optimal and there's a degenerative condition. Both aspects are equally important. Take a step back to it being a universal topic though, because you might be thinking to yourself, Kristin, I'm not really seeking out older clients. I'm not building a geriatric massage practice. Well, let me ask you this. Do you work with clients? You'll have clients who are athletes and over 65. Do you work with post-surgical clients? You'll definitely have post-surgical clients who are over 65. I'm sure you can guess the pattern. We currently have the largest population in the over 65 group that understands the benefits of massage and actively seeks it and receives it. This means everyone in our profession will have the opportunity at some point to work with senior clients in clinics, spas, and private practice. So let's make sure we have the knowledge and skills to work as effectively as possible with this wonderful population. To give practitioners the foundational information they need, the ABMP CE Summit Aging Clients event will start with a course from the incredible, you know her, you love her, Ruth Werner. Ruth will share what happens as we age, how cells and skin change in all bodies, including healthy ones. She'll then share information about common age-related diseases, including Alzheimer's, osteoarthritis, and Parkinson's. The second course in the event is from Sheila Alexander, a continuing education provider specializing in massage therapy for seniors. She'll teach a special side-lying protocol that can be used with senior clients of all stages of health, from healthy and active out there playing pickleball to fragile and potentially in a hospital bed. Incredibly valuable information. The third course in the event is from Dawn Castiglione, a continuing education provider specializing in geriatric massage. We're filming a 2-course series together. One course will be featured during the ABMP CE Summit, and the other will be added to the ABMP Education Center in conjunction with the event. These 2 courses focus on geriatric massage for degenerative conditions, including Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, stroke, diabetes, and arthritis. I've been so inspired while working with Dawn and Sheila on their CE courses by the passion they have for working with this population. It just radiates every time I speak with them. And it's always such a joy to talk with a practitioner who has found the client population they resonate with. So I'm curious, have you found yours? What's that population that really just sparks your joy and gets you excited to work with them? For Dawn and Sheila, it's aging clients. So for this Comple podcast, I asked them questions about how they started working with seniors and how working with this population feeds their soul. My first guest is Dawn Castiglione, massage practitioner and continuing education provider at DayBreak Geriatric Massage Institute. Dawn, how did your path lead you to working with seniors?
Well, my grandmother was my best friend growing up. She provided a safe space where I felt loved and respected, and it provided a slower pace for me as a child and a sense of calm and safety. And that defined grandmas to me. That was the example I was given. And so I guess as I, went through childhood, relating to folks who were, a little older in age and slower paced and had that sense of calm and safety, I really made a connection with that. And it lasted.
And how did you start providing massage to this population?
It was really through the encouragement of friends that I went into massage to begin with. And then after about a year in the spa setting, I learned that there was a special modality for seniors only, and that there were a lot of requirements around that. And it made sense to me. But there was the flyer on the bulletin board in the lunchroom, and I thought it must be a sign, right? So it was an opportunity for me to connect my love of relating to seniors with my love of using my hands to make people feel better. The first thing I did was approach a place that I knew I would love to work or thought I would love to work. It was close to home and it was on the smaller side of a residence. And I just walked in and said, okay, here's who I am and here's my passion. Do you have a need here? And it kind of grew from there. It was a great first place for me to be. And then as it grew, I worked in board and care homes, which are just lovely because they're small, they're intimate, and you really have an opportunity to establish relationship with your clients and their families. I ultimately worked at 4 different facilities, 1 day a week at each one, and then a couple of board and care homes on the side. And now I have narrowed down to just one facility just because there's so much else going on with teaching and so forth in this profession that I'm loving and, nurturing. And so one facility, and I still do 3 board and care homes.
What would you like other practitioners to know about working with older clients?
Well, technique must be there, but technique without emotional connection is not really getting it. Olympic ice skaters come to mind right now because we're watching the Olympics on television. And when they go out there and they smile and they commit emotionally to their performance, or maybe a dancer who is performing choreography and they really have their heart in it, it's such a difference. It's not just performing the moves like the compulsory requirement of some kind, which our massage moves can often be that or become that. And so, more than being present in the moment. I find that working with seniors really calls me to make that emotional connection with them. And being emotionally involved with them also means that I am being very blessed by my time with them as well, not just that I'm offering them a gift.
And finally, Dawn, tell us, how does it feed your soul to work with this population?
Really good question. I guess what comes to mind first is when we're infants, we need, okay, we have needs, but we don't know it. And so that's fine. But for most people, the next time we're in such a situation of need, whether it's needing assistance or nurturing, is as our bodies begin to age. So imagine how that makes them feel. I've lived this full life and now I'm in a situation of need again. So then imagine if you could make a difference in that and allow them to have a positive emotion attached with need rather than a negative one. So I look at this opportunity as a chance to make a difference in someone's life while we're here for such a short time on this planet. And I guess working with seniors over the years now has really caused me to see that we are not just human beings who also have a spirit, but that we're more spiritual beings that happen to have this body for a while. So, what can we do to help each other while we have it?
I love that Dawn recognized there was a population she was drawn to because of her relationship with her grandmother, learned there was a special and specific modality for that group, took that training, and then made working with that population her life's work. She says that working with seniors is about changing hearts and lives. Beautiful. Let's take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors. Elevate your bodywork career with Anatomy Train's Structural Integration Certification, ATSI. Discover how to map the pattern and shape the change through inspiring lectures, hands-on body reading, and practical techniques you can use in your practice right away. Join us for ATSI Maine 2026 to 2027, where Tom Myers will personally kick off this transformative professional training. Learn more at anatomytrains.com/ATSI. Let's get back to our conversation. My next guest is Sheila Alexander, practitioner and continuing education provider at Senior Spa. Sheila, how did your path lead you to working with seniors?
Well, it was very organic. My path led me by taking care of my parents. I relocated back to my native North Carolina. My dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and we think that he probably had it for at least 10 years. And I was able to home care him the last 7 months of his life, and then provided care when my mother was diagnosed with cancer. So it was very organic. I had always enjoyed working with seniors.
What would you like practitioners to know about working with older clients?
Well, it is the most fulfilling work that I believe that there is. First of all, you have to, your session times are going to be longer because seniors need more time for everything, especially taking their medical history. So you need to allow more time. And because I gave more as far as services during the session and allowed more time during the session, then I charged more. But they got more in terms of time to, for bathroom visits, for, sometimes you need to help them put their shoes on and socks on. So you need to have things in your room like a shoehorn and make sure, of course, that your room is ADA compliant, that the doorways are wide enough, the bathroom is an easy access. So your environment needs to cater to seniors as well. And then I also learned that you need to speak slower. You need to look at them so they can see your mouth when you're speaking to them. and really articulate well. All seniors are not hard of hearing, and so you need to be mindful of that. But your communication skills need to be very specific for this population.
How does it feed your soul to work with this population?
Well, I was really blessed. I built a massage and spa program in a continuing care retirement community for their residents in all levels of care. And I think for me, the greatest joy was that if I was having any type of a problem in my life, whether it be with an insurance adjuster or maybe there was something going wrong with the water heater in my home or whatever it was, I felt like that community was like a bank. There would be someone there that I could ask that either had an insurance agency or that maybe was a home inspector or was a college professor that could help me if I needed some writing done. There was someone there that could help me. And seniors they just want to help you and pass their knowledge on to you. And that's what gives them joy. So I think that was the biggest benefit was just the sharing.
What resonates with me is that Sheila says working with seniors is the most fulfilling work there is and speaks of the value personally and professionally of interacting with members of that community. And isn't it interesting to see the similar thread in both Dawn and Sheila's stories? Their interactions with senior family members led them to seek opportunities to provide massage and body work to older clients. I'm curious, did you start picturing a client or family member in the 65 and over age group as you were listening to them talk about their journeys? Can you imagine working with this population? Have you already started working with clients over 65, either intentionally or by default, as your current clients age, as mine have, or as new clients come into your practice or clinic? If you're interested in learning more and this has sparked something for you, please join me online at the ABMP CE Summit, where we'll gain critical insights into how to safely and effectively work with aging clients. I hope hearing Dawn and Sheila's passions shine through for the work they do inspired you to take a closer look at your practice and find the group that brings you as much joy as working with seniors does for them. Thank you so much for listening, and have a beautiful day. Precision Neuromuscular Therapy has been teaching high-quality seminars for over 20 years across the country. Founded by Doug Nelson, PNMT uses problem-solving skills and precise treatment options to get powerful results for your clients. PNMT seminars focus on honing your assessment and palpation skills to precisely target the source of your client's pain while understanding the why behind the what. Meet us in a hands-on seminar or online in the PNMT portal and let us join you on your learning journey. Learn more at pnmt.org.